It's like I don't care about nothing, man. Yeah.
What's going on, home skillets? Coach Carr here. I am going to be your teacher. Now, this is going to be an interesting year. This might even be the only time you get to see my face without a mask. But I don't want to make the intro too long, so we just have to be like The Rock.
Focus!
And let's get to it.
So the goal of today's video is to get through page 1. So the first thing we're going to do is the top part up here. So by movie magic, the top two ones are filled in. The first is saying, what is geometry? Well, geometry is the study of shapes. Now, why does it matter? Well, it matters because we learn things like volume, area, and angles. The place that I would say you would see it most in the real world is like with different types of construction. We are now looking at the bottom part of this page. This is our vocab. So they give us a description. We're going to draw a representation, and the notation is how you would write it without a picture. So I know it says use the picture on the left to fill out the chart below. When I do my representation, I probably won't use the picture. I guess I'm just a rebel without a cause, a badass, as you might say.
It's Brittany, bitch.
But I'm going to give you another little bit of movie magic. Oh, wow. It's all filled in now.
Right.
Okay, so the first vocab that we have is point. So the description says a point is a precise location or place on a plane. It is usually represented by a dot. So for the representation, I drew a dot with the letter B. So the notation, the way we would write this picture would be just a capital letter, in this case B. The next vocab word is line. Through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. A line is a straight path that continues in both directions forever. Lines are one-dimensional. So the key word here is they go on forever. So they show arrows going both ways. So this is my representation. I drew a line with 2 dots on there. I labeled each dot as one is G, one is H. Now there are 2 ways you can do a notation. You can do 2 capital letters with an arrow going both ways. So for example, this one could be labeled as the line GH, or 1 lowercase script letter. So a lowercase script letter just means basically cursive. So I also drew a cursive L next to this one to represent it. So you have an example of each type of notation. The next vocab word is plane. This one says through any 3 non-collinear points, there's exactly one plane. A plane is a flat, 2-dimensional object. It has no thickness and extends forever. So we're not talking about an aeroplane. We are talking about, it's almost like if you were looking at a sheet of paper. And when they say non-collinear points in there, it would have to have 3 non-collinear points, and non-collinear means to not be in a straight line. So like in the example, I put 3 dots, but they're not going in a straight line. They're just kind of all over the place. So notation wise, you can either take those 3 points, so with the 3 capital letters, so A, D, T, or do 1 capital script letter. A script letter is just basically an uppercase cursive letter. So I also put an uppercase M in there. I know it kind of looks smudged and weird, but it's an uppercase M. The next vocab is a line segment. A line segment is a portion of a line located between 2 points. So what makes a line segment different from a line is that it does not go on forever. It has endpoints. So it's labeled by endpoints with 2 capital letters with a segment over it. So the example I have here is PS. So P is an endpoint, S is an endpoint, so we put a line above it to represent it. The next vocab word is a ray. A ray is a piece of line that starts at one point and extends infinitely in one direction. No, not like the band. It's actually just going in one direction, going one way. So it has to have an endpoint, and the other one goes on forever. So it's labeled in red from the endpoint to the arrow. So for example, this one has to be labeled as SP with the endpoint and arrow. So it has the arrow above it. S starts it because that's the endpoint. So the next one, even though it's facing the opposite way, I have PR. So P is my endpoint. R is the one that goes on forever. That's why it's written that way. So it does matter which way it's written, where a line segment and a line, it didn't matter before. Now the last one on here is our angles. An angle is formed by two rays with the same endpoint. This endpoint is actually called a vertex. So to do a angle, it has three capital letters with vertex point in the middle, and you put this symbol in front of it. So for the example I have here, it has the three letters A, B, and C. B has to be in the middle because that's the vertex. That's where they meet. So angle A, B, C. So there's two ways I can write this one, A, B, C, or C, B, A. The main thing is that B is in the middle because that's the vertex.
Okay, so that's the end of this video. I hope you found it very informative. Now I'm going to try to be like a true YouTuber and tell you to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, whatever they call it. But I think the most important thing here is I am now able to cross something off my to-do list. So we made our first video of the year. More to come. Have a good rest of the day.